I see a lot of positivity around it in the charts, and I loved it. I completed my event last night, pretty much. Well, yeah, no, not pretty
Wow.
much last night.
How many battles?
About 200, I think, maybe less, 150.
200. How many?
I'd have to work
How
it
many?
out. I don't know, but
Yeah. How many does it normally take you? Let's do the comparison.
all weekend. Let's just say that. Put it
But
this
you
way.
finish it on. Say,
Put it this way. I would normally take a whole weekend off and spend my weekend doing a leaderboard and finish on a Sunday morning, afternoon. Don't get me wrong. I do go out and do a few things. I'll go shopping and I'll take the kids to football and I'll go to my dad's maybe and to visit him a few Sundays ago. And I'll still do. But then everything outside of that, my time is dedicated to the event.
yeah.
Whereas this time I've done it in one day, and now I'm actually thinking that rather than having to book the whole weekend off, I could just book a Saturday off and just get it done in one
Yeah. It's
day.
easy. It's just easy, right? Like
Yeah, but I
it's
enjoy it
just
something a bit different, like tactics wise. And we
it's
did it in my stream, and Trax was quite critical of the way I was doing things,
mm,
and I but I like that it's not just the same of oh yeah, jump HQ with ruination down, and now you got to think oh well I'm gonna do this and different tactics on each base. So I hope it doesn't get old, quite quickly because at the minute I'm really enjoying it, and I like the Mayhem event. And it's just a lot that I haven't done a single legacy event this year apart from Lightspeed, and I haven't done a single endurance event this year apart from today, this weekend.
yeah. I mean,
So
it was interesting when we launched Mayhem Mode because we knew that it would be. I mean, the idea was a Mayhem Mode. If you're spending, we want you to probably spend the same amount, but we want you to have your time. That was kind of the idea. And then when we've obviously launched Mayhem Mode in the Legacy, because the Legacy was just like a testing ground for it of everything we do, um, we kind of didn't think about lower players. We just thought that lower players just, believe it or not, we thought that lower players would just have the same attitude as higher players. They just want to do a few battles a day and then that's it. But we were wrong. Would you believe that lower players would rather just use a 5 fuel cell battle and just spread their time? Spread that their time. And I know as a high player, you're probably thinking, what? They want to do battles? Yes, they do. They want to actually play the game. The way I'm seeing it at the moment is if you're a higher tier player on a weekend, you just want to do less. You just want to just get it out of the way.
I
Whereas
think that
a lower tier player is just like, I just want to enjoy the game.
I think for higher tier players they have objectives, and so their objective is to get to X amount of points and to level bots. If they can do
Yeah,
that as fast as possible, then brilliant. Where I think lower
that's it.
players just think they want to just enjoy the game. They're not really too bothered about
Yeah,
getting a bot
exactly that.
because that's why they
Yeah,
run full teams. Because not like oh I need
yeah,
this bot for war. I need to get this bot in my team. They don't have the same objectives. But you know what? Credit that you saw that and went you know what we're going to change it. You know it was a good
yeah.
move. I thought it was
I
really good.
yeah, I think that was where the feedback was going. It was like we didn't really need to change it top because everybody was quite happy with it. And then lower further down, people wasn't happy with it. So obviously we needed to make the change down there. So yeah, we just want to keep making changes as and as and when. But the mode is definitely here to stay. I'm not sure if we're ever gonna. We're still not at that that phase of mayhem mode where I say this is it. Like there's gonna be no more optimizations. I still think we're like 50% through optimizing it. To be honest, I think it
I'd
will
say
get better.
more. I'm
Yeah,
saying pretty much
well,
there are a few tweaks.
yeah,
I
maybe,
think some
yeah,
UI
maybe I'm being.
tweaks, things like that. Like I wasn't at first. I was a bit annoyed that I kept pressing the 5 rather than the 15 because they're right next to each other and very similar. So
Mm,
I think there needs to be some visual, like even just like change the colouring of it or the border or something, just so
yeah, little things like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
make it a bit easier.
yeah. But
I'm
this
still
is
not a
it.
fan that you can lose and get zero.
Mm,
Again, like all or nothing. I don't like that. There's been a few battles where I've got zero and I've been really fuming. Like, I think at one point I went to punch my screen because literally I lost
oh
15. Because you lose
dear,
15 cells. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a
it's a
lot.
lot on the table. Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't like that amount. So I think I messaged you, I think, on Discord about like
yeah,
the
yeah.
weighting of the HQ. Is it too much? I took it enough. I'm not too sure. But I don't like that all or nothing. That's basically the thing of it. The all or nothing thing. I think that
Yeah,
needs to change.
yeah, we just got to get better visually with Mayhem. But the mode itself is great.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I've been waiting for years because I remember when this was drafted up.
It was a
2
while
weeks.
ago. Yeah, I was about to say, because you talked about this, like, you were talking, and I was like,
I
oh, they're going to
know.
do this, and they're going to do... And I thought about loads of different things, but I didn't for 1 minute think this.
Yeah, I think what happened was
It was
we was
clever.
like, let's do the UI, and then we did because I think it was like Alliance HQ, and we was like, yeah, let's do Alliance HQ, and then we'll do Mayhem mode. But then we decided to do the UI, and then that took way more
The
time than we
arc. I
thought
think
it
the
would
arc
take.
would have as well.
Yeah, and then we did the arc and stuff like that. So yeah, we finally got it in the game, and I'm excited for it. So yeah, it's just been great. I think we're going to get to the point now where players, rightly so, are going to say, well, any event over 750k just needs to be mayhem mode, and I get it, and I get it. So let's see what the feedback says.
So how do you
Because I mean,
guys judge it? Do you this just score feedback, or do you actually run some
well,
numbers? And what
well,
numbers do you run, maybe?
we look at sentiment, obviously, because we want people to be happy with the changes we're making,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we don't want to make a change and upset everybody, so we're going to look at sentiment, but we're also looking at like similarities from the previous from what you had. Like we want people to be roughly spending the same amount. If you're probably sat here going, "Well, I'm spending less now," maybe that's going to be a tweak that we're going to make where you were spending slightly. Let me just make it clear: we don't want you to spend more. This
Yeah,
is
but
not a game mode to make you spend more.
I think people will spend less, but more people will spend. That's what I feel. But then,
Yeah, it
and
depends.
it's a say. I think you're gonna be. I think you're gonna end up with more revenue probably. Because like I said, I haven't done a single endurance event this year, but I've dropped $80
Yep.
this weekend. Literally $80, smash it all out because I wanted to level some bots. So, do you know what I mean?
I
That's
mean, that's
$80
the
I would
idea.
never spend.
I mean, the idea is to give people the flexibility, which is why I think people will push for this game mode to be in every week, really, because it gives you flexibility, and I think it's great because yeah, if you like Soldier, sorry Soldier, I know you're here. I'm gonna name drop you because you said it publicly anyway. Soldier likes playing in a fight. This is the best thing about the game mode. Soldier likes playing with 5 fuel cells. Great. Soldier can play with 5 fuel cells this weekend. Doesn't have to play with 15 if he doesn't want to. And you might not like 5 fuel cells this weekend, and you're going to play with 15. You know what I mean? Soldier's going to do more battles, but he's going to be happy, and you're going to do less battles, and you're going to be happy. And that is why I love this game mode, because it's appealing to everyone. I hope the majority do. I've not checked the feedback of this weekend yet. It's been a very busy weekend. I'm packing to go to London next week because of the movie and things. But I hope that, for me anyway, because this was the feedback I was saying to the team on the first time we ran it, is we kind of need to look after the lower players now.
Yeah.
Kind of sorted the top side. And I hope that we've got there that everybody's kind of happy with it. We've got the top side, we've got the low side. People are doing it in less time.
Yeah.
People are happy. People can play 5 fuel cells if they really don't like this 15 fuel cell thing. There's an option. Just pick one.
Yeah, like I said, the only two things that annoyed me this weekend was one, to getting the 0%. I was like,
Yeah.
and you get XP but get 0 points. That was like a bit like, that was where I was really frustrated.
Yeah.
And the other one was when I clicked 5 fuel cells a couple of times. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
And then there's also obviously this is going to be the. I know you're going to complain about the price when I say this. Is obviously it's in the shop as well. So you've got 3 methods of getting. I know what you're going to say about the price. I know. Let's not debate about it.
No, you don't think you do. I'm like, it's what it is. Like,
It is.
then,
But you've
you know, $150, yeah, is a bit expensive, but
it's expensive. Yeah.
but then don't spend $150. Go and spend
Do the event.
do the
Well,
event.
this is it.
Go and spend $50, $60, and do the event.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long. You could listen. You could literally spend, I think, $80 and smash it out in 4 hours.
Well, you're covering all bases here because
4 hours. It's not. You're not dedicating your whole weekend. It was a whole weekend. I'd be like, I've ordered this $150 for a whole weekend. You entice people a bit too much, maybe. But you're like, listen, if you want your whole weekend to, I mean, I've heard for some people going buying the bot and then doing the event and spending on leveling that box as fast as possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is it.
I'm on that, you know.
I mean, yeah, you've just picked up on one case, but there's also another case where there's a new player who's HQ17, who's got no way in a chance being able to join your alliance to do this event, and they can just go into the shop, they can just do the event, and like you say, they will just pick up some XP. And then if they do that for the next year, they might be able to field a whole. Well, actually, they will field a whole team of 5-star bolts. Might not be the best team, but they'll have a team picking up 5-star Shaz because their team is getting stronger. But there's just that avenue of lower players being able to pick up newer content, just without even joining a stronger. Because you obviously there's an alliance requirement. This kind of event, no one can join some of the top alliances who's HQ7. They wouldn't even take their bid. I mean, but the shop allows them to just go in there and bypass all those requirements, and then in time they will be able to meet those requirements. So, yeah, like you said, go play in the event. You can choose your speed with a 15 or 5, or if you can't choose an alliance because you're quite low, you've got the shop if you really want to spend. If you don't want to spend, don't spend. Go and enjoy the event. You probably get some great rewards anyway, right?
Yeah,